All right, everybody, we're here again with Box Seat Baseball. Real quick, all we're going to do is run through the Outstanding Stuff Bonus, how that works, and look at a couple examples of how you calculate the pitcher's category that he falls into when you are using that option. Before I start, I wanted to talk about the fact that between the early and the late ratings with the pitchers, and then this outstanding bonus or outstanding stuff bonus, it provides a lot of variety in pitcher performance from game to game, and it's really a cool little wrinkle. We've got the early and late ratings here. Here's Don Drysdale from 1962, and you see his early rating and you see his late rating. He's a B rating early, a D rating late. That early rating affects the first inning, and the late rating is the seventh inning on. What this outstanding stuff bonus is going to do, if you use that, it can impact the fifth and sixth innings. So really, the second, third, and fourth innings are the only innings that aren't being altered by some ratings. If you're curious about how the outstanding stuff works, and we'll go over here in a minute how those categories are calculated for each pitcher, but you have a pitcher who performs through the first four innings at a certain level. He now achieves outstanding stuff, and that means in the fifth and sixth inning, if you roll or flip an A or a B, which would normally be a hit in innings 2 through 6, if you roll or flip that, you're going to convert it to a special situations out. It's pretty cool. When I had Pedro Martinez, the only no-hitter I've rolled with Box Seat, his 2002 card, I had him qualify for the outstanding stuff bonus, and he actually got a couple of outs in the fifth and sixth innings that would have been hits. So it's kind of a cool little thing. So folks have asked me, hey, how do you calculate what a category of pitcher should be? So if you look at your charts, you'll see an outstanding stuff, these categories here, and people are like, well, where does my pitcher fall? You'll see the categories are -2.5 to 2.5, -3, and +3. It's really simple. All you're going to do, I've got 3 cards here from the 1962 season that we'll look at and calculate. So if you look here at Dandy Don Drysdale, what we're going to do is look at the hit rating columns and the walk rating columns. And what you're going to do is just go to the number where the last block is, and that's the number that's going to be added up. And you'll see he's got a split here, and that split rating is going to be handled a little bit differently, but we'll look at that. So you see here, versus lefties. Lefties hit him a little bit harder than righties, and he only blocks hits up to 1. So he gets a 1 for this column. Over here against the righties, he's tough on righties. He blocks all the way to -3. But he has a split there. It's not a straight block. So this is actually a -2.5, okay, for this column. And then over here with his walks, it's straightforward. He's a 0, and he's a -1. So for the hits, he was a -2.5, plus a 1 is -1.5. 0, we're still at our -1.5, and then -1, -2.5. So Don Drysdale would fall into the category of -2.5 to +2.5. We'll look at Sandy Koufax. We'll talk about those categories here in a minute. So Sandy Koufax here, his counterpart, if you look at his card, he's got -3 hit blocks on both sides. They're both splits though, so that's -2.5. So -5 for the hits, and then he zeros across for the walk. So he's a -5. He falls into the lower category below -3. And then here's Billy O'Dell, a lefty with the Giants. And the reason I wanted to show him, if you look here, he's actually a +1 with a block. So that becomes a 1.5 because you're going down, 1.5 instead of a 1. So he's got a -1.5 up here and a 1.5 down here. He actually would be a net of 0 for his hit blocks, and then a -1 and a -1 is a -2. So he's a -2, falls in the same category as Drysdale. So hopefully that helps folks with calculating where guys would fall in the categories that Tom has. So he just released some new starting pitcher fatigue adjustments, and I'll go over those. The biggest difference is now we're not looking at runs, we're looking at hits, walks, and home runs. Every hit and walk is 1 point, and every home run is 2 points. And all you're going to do is simply add up the points. So a pitcher that has pitched 4 innings and given up 2 walks and nothing else, that's 2 points. If a guy gives up a single and a homer, that's going to be 3 points. So you add those up, and what you're going to do is look at the category to figure out what a pitcher needs to do in order to qualify for that outstanding stuff. So if we look here, Sandy Koufax, he falls in that less than -3. He's a -5. So in 4 innings, he needs to pitch and allow less than or equal to 2 points. So if he gave up 1 solo home run, that's 2 points. If he was to give up 2 walks, 2 singles, that's his 2 points. If he exceeds that, he's not going to qualify for it in the 5th inning. You'll check after the 5th and in the 6th inning. If he is less than or equal to 4 for that category, he could still qualify. So if he did qualify for the bonus in the 5th, he could qualify for it the 6th. So maybe when you get through 4 innings, he's giving up 4 singles, but he gets a 1, 2, 3 in the 5th. He now will have the good stuff bonus in the 6th. And then in the 7th, the late rating would take over. So all you're simply going to do is, the pitcher is in one of these categories, you're going to see what it is required that he does to get the bonus. And the bonus is, like I said, if you flip or roll an A or a B, it's a special situation out. In addition to that, he gets a fatigue bonus of +3. I play the level 2 fatigue. So you'll get +3 added to whatever his fatigue is at that point. Just keep in mind that if he gets that outstanding stuff bonus, when you get to the end of the game and it's 8 innings and 1 run or less for the classic seasons, he only gets a +1 instead of a +3. So there's a note down there about that, so keep that in mind. Yeah, that pretty much covers the outstanding stuff bonus. I'll throw out something that I have done in my replays with Boxy. Having to add these pitchers up every game. It's real quick. You can be like, okay, Drysdale falls in the middle. I called each of the categories A, B, and C, so A is the best. Like Koufax would be an A, being less than 3. So that's an A pitcher. A B pitcher would be -2.5 to 2.5, and then a C pitcher is more than 2.5. And I just kind of write that out on a roster so that I know before the game even starts. So I have to add it up. I'm like, yeah, Koufax is an A pitcher. I know what he qualifies as. And I think Tom has mentioned he might start including that on season sets going forward, where it'll be like this guy is an A, a B, or a C, whatever. So that just makes it a little bit easier. Again, it's not hard to add that up, but I got tired of every game. What is Greg Maddux or what is Sandy Koufax? So I just started denoting that. So I hope this has helped, folks. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, or if there's another video about any of the routines you want to see, just let me know. Shoot me an email, send me a message. Appreciate it.